Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the mess. Before we get into it, this ring light has been giving me the blues. Okay, um, so if it goes off, it's like going off. It'll go. I'll turn it on, then it'll go back off, and then I'll have to try and turn it back on, and then it's just like this back and forth. Anyways, get into my shirt. Listen, look at this. Hold up. Love, hold up. Let me take this off. This microphone is kind of noisy when you move it. Love, empathy, compassion, inclusion, peace, and kindness. Yes, a celebration of Pride Month. What's not Pride Month, but girl, there's always a pride going on somewhere. Okay. Anyways, let me fix this. I wanted to just come and talk a little bit more about. This is not. See, this is why I like wearing my jacket because I like for my mic to be sturdy. I know this is gonna sound so trivial, but I don't like for it to hang to the side. I like for it to just stand at attention like that. Okay, and I don't like that. Let me try and get it the way I wanted to get it. See, this is why I like wearing that my denim jacket. Anyways, okay, so the Braxtons. I did a review, and of course, in true Rodney fashion, I still forgot to mention a couple of things. I also read um, a few comments that um, I wanted to tell you guys about. Listen, this is the thing. I'm still I feel like in this situation, when it comes to Kevin Sr. and Kevin Jr., Big Kev and Little Kev, is I think people just want to be mad at the Braxton sisters because there has to be somebody, like somebody has to be the villain. And I think in this moment, we start to think about how Tracy or how we feel as though Tracy was treated. And because Tracy has transitioned, it's like, girl, all y'all want to come together now and kumbaya, my lord. But girl, we remember, back in the day, how Tracy was pretty much treated like, the redheaded stepchild. Um, so I think for some people, it doesn't matter what the Braxtons do. They're always going to be enemy. What is it? Enemy, public enemy number one. Um, and don't get it twisted. There are times where I feel like, girl, everybody need that wig, you know, shifted, right? Um, I just think in this situation, when it comes to the Braxtons and Big Kevin, I don't know how the Braxton sisters are wrong. Now, let me just say this. I thought about this. This is one thing I forgot to mention. Do I believe that if they liked the daddy, Big Kevin, do I think that they would be so concrete in making sure that little Kevin, and I'm saying little Kevin because it's like the daddy and the big Kevin, little Kevin, it's not like I'm trying to call him a boy. But Kevin Jr., Kevin Sr., big Kevin, little Kevin. Um, do I believe that if they liked Big Kevin and they found out he was upset by what Tracy decided to do, because that's the thing. It's not. I don't want to sound insensitive, but if y'all gonna be mad at anybody, be mad at the dead lady, Tracy, because Tracy is the one who left Kevin in charge of the money. Okay, he got a little access to the money. Shout out to Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea from Married to Medicine don't even realize that girl. She low key gave us a line. She gave us two lines, two one liners. When you think about it, because girl, I walk around here every day talking about got a little access to the money. Yes, got a little access to the money. So this is nice. This is nice. Okay. But if you're gonna be mad at anybody, you're gonna have to be mad at Tracy because Tracy is the one who left little Kevin in charge of the money, girl. He has the access to the money, right? So why are we mad at the Braxtons for trying to make sure that Tracy's wishes what she left, who she left in charge, girl, that does not change. Now, with that being said, do I believe that if they liked Kevin Sr., that if they found out he was upset about the way that Tracy left things to be, would they be so concrete in trying to make sure that he didn't get access, making sure that Kevin Jr. was in charge of everything? I don't think so. I think that they would probably sit them down and try and come to some type of resolve, right? This is what Tracy wanted. This is what Tracy left. Maybe you guys can come together and try and figure out what's best. But that's not the case. They don't like Kevin. So I do believe with them not liking Kevin, I do think that plays a big part into them making sure that he don't got access to the money and that Kevin Jr. knows that it's his. Whatever she left, whether it's $100,000, $150, girl, $23.99, $1 million, girl, this is yours and yours only, right? Can I see them trying to make sure, especially now since Big Kevin has supposedly shown his draws, that girl, you don't have to deal with your daddy? I could see that because they don't fool with Kevin. But I don't think it takes away from the fact that Tracy left Kevin Jr. in charge of the money. And they're just trying to make sure, whether they like Kevin or not, which they don't, that that doesn't change. I don't understand how you could be mad at the sisters for trying to carry out Tracy's wishes and what she left in the will. Now, again, you do have to bring in those other layers of, well, they don't like Kevin. Okay, they don't like Kevin. Well, what if they like Kevin? Okay, but they don't. So they don't like Kevin. Tracy said Kevin Jr. is in charge of whatever I left, and that's the end of the discussion, period. Now, some of you were saying in the comments that what Kevin did, he did not have like I guess a funeral. It was more of like a celebration of life for Tracy, and Kevin Jr. was there. He didn't. Yeah, I remember him mentioning in front of the attorney that that was kind of new to his ears about, I guess, what his mom wanted as far as like not having a funeral. I can't remember the exact wording. Listen, it's a sensitive topic to talk about because nobody likes to talk about death. But if Tracy said she didn't want to be celebrated, if she didn't want a funeral, however you want to word it, she didn't want it. And I don't think it's right. I don't give a damn if it is her husband, because the truth of the matter is, husband or not, he ain't known Tracy longer than those sisters have known Tracy. Period. And I don't want to take away, a husband's role. But the truth of the matter is, while he was married to Tracy for 30 years, those sisters knew Tracy longer than the husband knew Tracy. And because she left everything to Kevin Jr., that should let you know how she really felt about her husband when it was all said and done, lights out. Hello? That's why I'm gagged at like how many people are trying to come at the Braxton sisters over something that Tracy did. Tracy clearly didn't too much give a damn about her husband, about what happened to what was going to happen after she left, being that she ain't leave him access to the money. Okay, someone left this comment in the comment section, and I agree. Now these are just our thoughts and opinions. This is not the gospel. We don't really know, but I still agree. Um, The messiness of the sisters' relations is whose secrets are kept by who, and whose are shared by whom is what makes things messy. You have Tony out the loop of Tracy's life, therefore she don't know that Tracy's marriage was in turmoil like Tawanda does. So Tony is in the state of Tracy did have a life outside of the Braxtons, and that means her husband. But since Tawanda knows all, she's like, nope. Now Tawanda tells Trina everything, but not Tony, because Tony be ill at times. So why stress out Tony? It's a lot on why they have the relations they have being so mixy. And I pretty much agree with that. I feel like in this situation, I think what has happened, and these are just our thoughts and our opinions, this is not factual. But what I think has happened is yes, they have ups and downs as sisters, but I do believe that Tawanda knew tea about Tracy and Kevin's marriage. And I think that Kevin was probably not the best husband, hence why Tracy ain't leave him in charge of shit. Hello? And I think that Tawanda has probably told Trina some of the stuff that she probably found out about Kevin and how Kevin treated Tracy. And they're like, nope, 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 nope. Tony ain't never really fooled with those sisters like that. I'm sorry to say, girl, it's not. I don't know why I'm apologizing because Tony Braxton said out of her own mouth that girl, the only reason why she even fooled with them is because they are her family, and if they were not her family, she would not be around them. She said it. And if you go back and you see the first like few seasons of the Braxton Family Values, Tony was rarely around like that. When Tony was around, Tony was needed for the show because of Tony Braxton's name. Tamar was the reason why we watched, but Tony was the reason why we first like Braxton Family Values. Oh, that's Tony Braxton's sisters, right? So Tony would just pop in and pop out, but you could always tell that Tony really wanted to be back in LA. She didn't really want to be in Atlanta with them sisters, or even if she was in Atlanta, girl, at her house in Atlanta, she didn't want to be around those sisters. So I don't really think that Tony. I think Tony is living her own life, lived her own life. She popped in and popped out. I think she had a love for her sisters, but it doesn't take away that Tony said what she said about girl. If this was not my family, girl, I wouldn't even fool with them like that. So I feel like Tony is someone who don't really care, didn't really know. I do feel like Tawanda is yes, Tawanda was called a snake by Tracy. Yes, Tawanda and Tracy have gotten into arguments, but I really think that Tawanda knows more than what we think she knows about Kevin and Tracy's marriage. And again, I'll keep repeating it. It should tell you something that Tracy did not leave him in charge of the money. Girl, she don't trust that nigga. That was her husband. And she stayed with him for whatever reason. People say married for numerous reasons. And love ain't probably one of them. But when it was all said and done, look who she left in charge. It wasn't her husband of 30 years, it was her son of 26. Hello? Hold up. Yeah. And I think that's Wanda and Trina pretty much are on some F Kevin. We don't fool with him. We didn't really like him to begin with. I think that Tawanda and Trina don't care for Kevin. And I think that with Tracy being dead, they really don't have to fool with Kevin because on some real stuff, you only came around because of the love we have for Tracy. We only dealt with you because you were married to our sister. Our sister is dead. We don't have to fool with you no more. And our nephew is grown. Now, this is the same person. Life is the dash. They also put this, and I agree with this. This is the Braxton's problem. They do not like to air out things, so there's no mystery. Shout out to Anita Baker. I know that's right. Shout out to Anita Baker. Why y'all mad at each other? We can't talk about it. Why y'all mad at Tracy husband? We can't say. Why Scratchy getting a divorce though? We can't say. Oh, let me say something about Scratchy. Tawanda does really call him Scratchy. There was a clip floating around the internet on Twitter I just saw like an hour or two ago, and it was like from 7 years ago. Tawanda does call him Scratchy. So I don't remember him calling. I thought that was some shit that she had made up just because. But Tawanda actually does call Kevin Jr. Scratchy, and she's been calling him that for years. So my apologies. Um, why y'all mad at Tracy husband? We can't say. Why Tracy getting a divorce though? I'm sorry. Why Scratchy getting a divorce though? We can't say. Sean don't want to marry. We can't say. Also, can this be the last time we hear about Tommy getting service? Tommy Lee getting her ass ate out by the white man. No, it's not gonna be the last time. Okay. But I agree with a lot of that. Like Besides Kevin Sr. throwing the celebration of life or funeral for Tracy, what are the other reasons why y'all don't like Kevin? Like, girl, I'm not mad at the reality show because I feel like this is one of the best reality TVs because I think they're giving us reality, but y'all are also leaving out some parts, right? Do I think, and I said this, do I think that it's fair that they're not letting Kevin tell his side? A part of me, I'm torn on that because a part of me feels like Kevin should be able to come on the show. Girl, if y'all gonna shoot a reality show, then shoot it all the way through. Okay? Don't hold up back now. Shit, y'all are talking about everything else. So why not allow Kevin Sr. to come on the show and say what needs to be said? But then on the flip side, it's like, well, girl, this is their platform, and they don't have to let nobody come on their shit if they don't want to. But I think I'm more so leaning towards letting Kevin come onto the show. That's the only part why I did side eye the Braxton's like, I don't know. And it appears as though Tawanda might be in charge of the girls because if Tawanda say no, then girl, it's a no. Because Tamar don't care. And another thing too, why are we acting like the Braxton sisters are the only ones saying that are backing Kevin Jr. up? It appears as if most people outside of Tony, because Tony is on some girl, that's her husband, and we don't know what they discuss, right? And then we know Tamar don't care. But it appears as though everybody is backing Kevin Jr. up in what Tracy decided. And I think that's a big part, again, that people leave it out. Why y'all acting like Tracy didn't decide this? We're mad at everybody but Tracy. We're mad at the sisters for trying to uphold Tracy's wishes. Why did and I was talking to one of my friends, and I hadn't even really thought that much about Kevin Jr. and his wife. Why did Kevin Jr. get arrested? What's going on with that tea? I hadn't even really thought about that because I've been so much into like the sisters. And can I say something about Kevin Jr. being on the show? Because I thought about this too. Like, why is Kevin Jr. on the show? Because none of the other kids are forced to be on the show. And then I had to realize Kevin is grown. Those other kids are actually kids. Okay. Logan is a child. Tawanda's children are children. They're in high school. Kevin Jr. is not a child. That's a man pushing 30. But it crossed my mind too, and then I had to think about it like, no, Kevin is grown. So if Kevin wants to be on the show, Kevin can be on the show. The other kids are actually kids. Okay. So I can see why there's really no need to have them on the show. And plus, y'all know how I feel about when kids get into the mix, anyways. Like, girl, y'all know how I feel about that. Yeah, but other than that, shout out to the Braxtons. Again, I think the Braxtons is a very good reality show. I think it's produced excellent. I really do. Um, I believe that they're giving us the real. And as uncomfortable as it is, as triggering as it may be for some people, as sad as it may be, um, as upsetting as it may be, I think that this is what reality TV is, or it should be. Like we've gotten so far away that all we really think about reality TV is a housewives, a group of girls who don't even too much like each other, just sitting around arguing, fussing, and fighting. When girl, the reality is you are more than likely to probably sit around family who you don't too much care for and fuss, argue, and fight before you sit around a group of people who you don't really like. Like I mean, a group of women who you see 6 months out of the year. So here we go, girl, girl. Anyways, girl, I'm about to get mad. I guess does that mean we need to go to the next topic? And we've been talking about the Braxtons for too long. All right, y'all, let's go to the next topic. Baby, listen to this. This is a mess. So, T.I. and Tiny's son, King Harris, is expecting his first child. So, King Harris is going to be a dad to a baby boy. T.I. announced that he's going to be a grandfather once again, revealing that King Harris, 20, has a son on the way. T.I. made the revelation about King Harris' new addition during a recent interview with Hot 107.9 in Atlanta. He pointed out that he has two grandchildren, noting that his son Damani just became a father. Ti and Tiny Harris are also grandparents to Zonique's daughter. I was wondering, girl, girl, I was wondering, like, who got kids? Who? I was like, I couldn't remember who had their kids, who had kids. Um, I got two granddaughters. I got a grandson on the way. King is about to have a son. He joked that he told King, "I'm going to make this the greatest gangster of all time. I will raise his child to torture you the way you tortured me." He ain't joking. Let me tell y'all something. I saw somebody put, why y'all acting like King is a child? He 20. First of all, King is having a child and he doesn't even know how to spell tomorrow. Yes, and I'm not even joking. There was a clip going around about a month ago or 2 months ago. They were asking King to spell tomorrow. And he started out spelling, I'll put the link in the description box. He started out spelling it Tor, and then he spelled it Tomorrro. But y'all out here talking about, girl, it's okay for, girl, you can't even spell a simple word as tomorrow. Girl, you was just down at the Waffle House a couple of years ago, threatening to pistol whip somebody. And I don't want to hear nothing about, y'all know the babies be changing people. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. Y'all love experimenting with kids. Go experiment with a dog, a cat. The experiment to see if somebody changed should not be by having a child when we know that that's not factual. I know there are going to be some people out there who are going to say, well, when I had my baby, I was a mess and I changed. Okay, girl. But for the most part, we know that's not factual. That just because if you have a kid, you will change. No. It may be a possibility for some of you, but that's not going to be across the board. It's just not. And to be young and dumb and irresponsible like King Harris is, he has no business having a child. None. And I want to know what girl let King Harris crawl on top of her and shoot her club up. I would be livid if one of my nieces got pregnant by a King Harris. I would really have to look at myself and my brother in law and my sister and say, where did we go wrong? Okay. Because we failed. Okay. We failed. We failed. We failed. I need a cocktail. When I tell y'all, baby, I didn't do nothing yesterday. It is so sad. I'm old. God was so, y'all don't understand how tired I was. When I got here, I was tired because I only got like a few hours of sleep. And I was still kind of like doped up off that melatonin. Um, and then I got up and I was like, girl, I need to go get like a Red Bull or something. Y'all know I really, I try to stay away from Red Bulls. You know, the last punk who was drinking Red Bulls, honey, they gave him wings. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. I wonder how she doing. Um, but Miss Kevin, girl, Red Bull give you wings, honey. How he died on top of me. Anyways, um, back in the day, I used to like be addicted to monster drinks. Yes, it was bad. I used to drink like 2 or 3 monster drinks a day. A day. Okay. And then I had to stop because it started messing with my body. No, for real. I felt like my body used to be like jittery and shit. It was like, I'm like feeling real crackheadish. I ain't like that. So about the only time I really drink a Red Bull or drink Red Bulls is like when I go out of town when I need some energy. So, anyways, or I might have like I had one the other day when I was at home. But anyways, I try and stay away from Red Bulls, and I only try and have like 1 cup of coffee a day. Sometimes I will have 2 cups. It just depends on if I have stuff to do. If I have stuff to do and I really need to like kind of like pick me up, I mean, girl, don't judge me because some of y'all girls do bumps. Okay, some of y'all, girl, I'm not doing a bump. Girl, I'm over drinking to look off. Okay. Um. So yeah, I went last night. I went to the store and I was like, girl, let me just get some Red Bulls. Went to the store. I was talking to one of my friends. Got a couple of Red Bulls. I drunk one. It was a 12 ounce. Drunk one, and girl, all I know is, girl, I laid down. I said I'm gonna lay down for a few minutes because sometimes when I lay down, I don't necessarily have to go to sleep. I can just like lay down. Honey, I opened my eyes. Girl, it was 1:30. It was 1:38. I said, girl, what is going on? Gotta miss the whole night. Girl, I missed the whole night. I was like, well, girl, maybe if I could get up and hurry up and girl, take a shower. Girl, I like throw something on. I could probably make it to the club before 3. And I was like, girl, no, you're not gonna make it, girl, because you're not gonna walk out this room until 3. Okay. Anyway, and I was like, maybe I should go. Maybe I could try to find like the after hours spot. And I was like, do I really want to? Do I really want to go to an after hours? Because it's no shade, girl. I heard the after hours sometimes can be kind of young. Girl, I'm an old queen. I don't have time to be hanging around no children. Mm-mm. Girl, what a old heads at? What a old niggas at? Okay, what a 30+ at? Them the niggas I need to be around. Anyways, what are we talking about? Okay, let's move on. Can I say something? I want y'all to stop giving out awards to people. Like I saw people receiving awards at the Pride event at the in Atlanta at the park. I think Piedmont Park, and I just started thinking about people who I've seen, you know, receive awards throughout the years, and I'm like, why? Like I think there's this misconception of if you have someone who may be a fag hag or they may surround themselves around the punks, right? Then that means that they're automatically an ally to the community. It's kind of like that white person. You know how like every time a white person may do one thing that's decent, like niggas start to want to invite them to the barbecue. Like, no, you don't get an invite to the barbecue just because you moved in a decent way. Like you don't get an in like literally you don't get an invite to the barbecue, to the picnic, to the pride parade to receive an award because you hired a punk. Girl. Because girl, you use gay lingo. I just want people to stop that. I really do. Some people I could see, but then there are some people I'm like, girl, why did they get an award? Why? T- to me, when I think of an ally, it's not someone who performs at a pride parade because you're getting paid. Because let me just be very, very clear. One color that ain't gonna never ever change is the color of money. Hello? So if you are inviting someone to perform at a parade and they're coming because they're getting paid, that doesn't necessarily make them an ally. An ally is someone who has your back when the cameras are not rolling, when the microphones are down, where they're not getting paid. What do you really stand when it comes to standing with LGBTQIA plus when money is not involved, right? It's kind of like it's kind of like a man who hires a woman for a position at a job, then all of a sudden wants to scream that he's not misogynistic or sexist. Just because you hire a woman one time does not mean that you can't be misogynistic or sexist. You know how many women are married to men who cannot stand women, but they like vagina. They like that wet cat. Okay. That's why they're with you because you can give them because you can continue the legacy and give them children and give them their last name. There are plenty of men out there who cannot stand women that are married to women. So don't think that just because you are hanging around gays that means that you can't be homophobic. Don't think that just because you hire a gay doesn't mean that you can't be homophobic. Don't think that just because you hire a black person that means you can't be racist because you probably got to meet a quota. Let's call it for what it is. And just because you do a one nice thing does not mean, girl, you deserve an award. I'm just saying. Just because you defend black people one time does not mean that you get a seat at the barbecue. Thank you, girl, for acting like you got some sense. Can you come to the barbecue now? But thank you. Anyways, I'm gone. I want to come back and talk about Judge Mathis. I need to get something to eat. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.